We already know that the Ford Bronco Sport can do plenty off-road,
because Micah showed us how wildly capable it is in our first video with it.
but chances are if you're buying this Sport U, you're going to be more interested in how it drives on-road and the utility of the thing. If that's the case, then keep watching.
This SUV category teams with suitors for your affections and dough. Both Jeep Renegade and Cherokee, especially the Trailhawk editions, the Toyota RAV4, yes, you can say the TRD off-road variety too, Subaru's Crosstrek, Honda Passport, and Kia Seltos all come to mind as capable compacts here.
First, the Bronco Sport differentiates itself, to me, with its styling. You've heard me complain about all those blob-like looking SUVs. This one looks different.
I have yet to turn my head when I see one drive by and not know exactly what it is. Styling is distinctive and a bit of a retro throwback to the boxier original Bronco II. Inside, you've got some really great standard features, including the excellent Sync infotainment system on an 8-inch touchscreen. Co-Pilot 360 includes blind spot alerts and forward collision warnings, auto high beams, and automatic emergency braking.
The mix of physical buttons to touchscreen up front is really to my liking. Doesn't lend itself to a lot of distracted driving, which is good. The steering wheel, however, gets a little bit busy. So this isn't Formula One racing, Ford, but I really appreciate the effort. Unlike F1, visibility in here is actually quite good, better than most in the segment.
The seats are really comfortable and adjustable, and if you venture into the back or are the one that gets chauffeured around, then you're in luck because it's spacious.
You can really see just how much headroom there is. It's ridiculous. Maybe one of the most impressive things in here are all the storage options. Here, 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 and here. So it makes it really easy to haul people and stuff. And if you're really organized like me, then you'll really appreciate the Bronco Sport's ability to do that.
I've been running errands in this all week, and not only is it small enough to maneuver into a compact parking space, but our huge gear bag feels right at home.
I like that it's a Wrangler bag.
And I like how the tailgate allows flexible access for stowing your cargo.
So we know it's got the chops for chores, but does driving it feel like a chore?
The Bronco Sport rides on Ford's unibody C2 scalable platform, which also underpins the Escape, the Lincoln Corsair, and the new Maverick compact truck, among others. It's a solid chassis that's strong and equips a front McPherson strut suspension and a rear independent multi-link setup. There are 2 engine options on the Bronco Sport. The base model gets a 1.5-liter inline 3-cylinder that's turbocharged, or you get this upgraded 2-liter EcoBoost.
So I wish that we had gotten a Bronco Sport with the base engine just so I could test it. I have driven it with the Escape. It felt a little bit lackadaisical, but personally, I like something with a little bit more power and a little bit more giddy up. I will say that the Bronco is full-time all-wheel drive and weighs about 200 pounds more, so chances are it's going to feel a little less enthusiastic, but again, I'm not driving it, so the jury's out on that one.
The 2-liter EcoBoost, however, feels like plenty of get up and go. Just to note, I do feel some torque steer under some extreme acceleration situations, so watch out for that. I like some power when I'm off-roading for sure, so this Badlands should also fare pretty well in something like sand dunes, but getting onto the freeway quickly or maneuvering out of a sticky traffic situation is easy with that kind of power. Ford's GOAT driving modes are available for when you're faced with different driving scenarios. Normal, Eco, Sport, Slippery, and Sand come standard on all models. You also get Mud and Ruts and a Rock Crawl mode on the more off-road minded Badlands trim.
The Bronco Sport is a solid and easy driver. The ride is ridiculously comfortable without feeling too floaty. The steering actually, it's on the light side as far as weight goes, but it doesn't feel terribly wobbly, especially on center. And the brakes, the brakes actually feel a little bit grabby, which, especially driving the 2-liter engine, you kind of don't mind.
Overall, there's a lot to like about the Bronco Sport on the road, not just off it. You can configure your Bronco Sport in a lot of different ways depending on what you use it for most. After the base model, whose price starts at about $27,000, there are 3 trim levels available. The Big Bend adds a rubberized cargo floor and keyless entry to get your adventure party started. The Outer Banks trim is more refined with leather seats and more aesthetic creature comfort such as fancy wheels, sunroof, and a heated leather-wrapped steering wheel.
So this one that I'm driving here is the most expensive. It's the Badlands. It's about $33,000. But this is also the one that is going to best take you off-road with extras like those 2 additional goat modes and tow hooks.
If a new Bronco Sport looks appealing to you, I wouldn't recommend trading in your old vintage Bronco for it. That's something you should hang on to. But if you head to kbb.com and check out the value of, say, your 2018 Ford Escape SEL that you've taken great care of, you could trade it in for almost half of a new Bronco Sport.
So just because everybody talks about how great the Bronco Sport is off-road doesn't mean that it isn't just as worthy on the road either. It absolutely is. And bonus, if you are hankering to do a little driving in the dirt, then chances are that you're going to be leaving everybody else in that competitive set in your dust.